Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Geek-Stew, and today, guys, welcome back to some kind of video. This isn't going to be your typical like conspiracy theory video, and honestly, this is probably going to be pretty short. But I hope you guys are obviously doing well. I know I didn't have a video last week. I've been going through some stuff, man. Just I guess the winter blues or something. But just taking some time for myself and working a lot. But go ahead and like and subscribe, follow social media, all the good jazz. If you haven't yet, follow us on Listen to Their Screams. It is Christmas month, so lots of great Christmas-related horror movies. So always a good time. Again, I hope you guys are doing really well. I am going to be talking about some stuff today, and probably as you can tell from the title, this isn't your typical video. And honestly, I just felt like with the current world that we're living in, there's a lot of stuff that's going on, a lot of weird shit. World's kind of messed up these days. So I wanted to talk about something, and I wanted to have a kind of more serious video, so I wanted to take the time to do that. But now that I've gotten kind of the intro out of the way, let's get into today's video. So when I was thinking about how to talk about this, obviously with my channel, I want to preface by saying that I don't plan on going anywhere. I'm going to make content no matter what. It's just right now I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with this channel. If I want to continue to do conspiracy theories, because as much as I like conspiracy theories, sometimes it feels forced doing conspiracy theories. And not only that, there's a lot of stuff that's happening in the world with people who believe in conspiracy theories. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today. I know that I've talked about sensitive topics before, and it's really no mystery that when you talk about conspiracy theories, it's a kind of a slippery slope. You talk about some touchy subjects, and that's usually fine. You know what I mean? It's usually fine to talk about touchy subjects. It's fine to talk about things as long as you're respectful. And I will probably in some way, shape, or form continue to pursue my own personal curiosity in life. I just don't know if conspiracy theories is going to be necessarily where I go for the rest of the time I'm on YouTube, however much time that is, But I just wanted to talk about this. Sometimes with these conspiracy theories, and I think I say it a lot, but I wanted to make sure people know, I don't typically believe in a lot of these conspiracy theories. Some of these theories are great, Bigfoot and aliens. I love talking about Bigfoot and aliens. Typically, it's pretty lighthearted. I do believe in aliens. I also kind of sort of believe in Bigfoot. Do I believe that Bigfoot is Cain walking around the earth? No, I don't. But, it's one of those things where it's like conspiracy theories is a mixed bag, and the people who believe them is also a mixed bag. And why I kind of want to talk about this is there's a lot of crazy shit going on, and I don't want to point fingers because I don't want crowds of people coming after me. But we have musicians that are going on podcasts saying that they love Hitler. We have glorified rich kids buying social media platforms, and we have politicians who are, worrying about who are worrying to anybody who has two eyes and who can hear. So here's what I wanted to say. Beyond that, there's a growing sentiment of anti-semitism. A lot of people purport theories, and even on YouTube, which the other day I was going through and just looking at conspiracy content because I like to do that occasionally. There are a lot of people who post I would say fairly anti-Semitic stuff on here, and YouTube doesn't really take them down. They're not giving them a platform per se. I'm sure they get demonetized, but it's just, I don't know, it's strange to me. And as somebody who's a part of the conspiracy community, I do think it's my job and really my responsibility to basically tell you, the viewer, and people of this community that, I'm not going to talk about this stuff. I don't talk about anti-Semitic theories. I don't go that route because I don't believe it, and I won't really even humor the idea that it's even a theory. But in addition to that, as a somewhat young person, I kind of look at the world around me, and I do find myself being very concerned about the path that we're treading. And I look at the political discourse and the people who are trying to attain power, and it's scary. Frankly, it is. So I hope to kind of maybe escape that insanity a little bit, and I'm kind of devising what I want to do. But I'm not sure, how much longer am I going to make YouTube videos? How much longer am I going to make conspiracy theory videos? I don't know. I've been making conspiracy theory videos for well over a year now. And not to say that it hasn't gotten me anywhere, because it has gotten me a little bit, but it's like, how much am I enjoying this, and how much more can you talk about conspiracy theories before it's a dead horse? So what I wanted to talk about today is twofold. I wanted to kind of reach out to people who maybe talk conspiracy, right? A lot of people believe in these conspiracy theories. You know, we have a lot of conspiracy theories, especially in the last 2 years, especially regarding COVID and the vaccine. And I wanted to talk about why people maybe believe these theories, and also maybe give some insight in why I might be moving away from conspiracy content. Not that anybody cares, but I didn't have an idea for a video this week, and I've been wanting to talk about this for a while, and it's something I think that needs to be said, and I just wanted to say it. So anyhow, there's a lot of crazy theories out there, a lot of stuff that people believe in, and I like to think that the last 3 years of COVID have really brought out some of the crazy shit from people. You know, people not understanding science and talking about vaccines, and it's created a very, I would say, toxic discourse on any social media platform. In addition to that, it's like all of these theories and stuff, I mean, they come up and they're just people's attempts at explaining things right. And I think that a lot of people, a lot of times, they talk about these theories, and typically the simple explanation is too simple in their eyes. Somehow it being too simple means that it's somehow not realistic. So they try and find a deeper meaning, and when there is no deeper meaning, they attach themselves to these theories in an attempt to make sense of something that they think doesn't make sense, but in reality it does. You know, I'll use vaccines as an example, and I'm not, this isn't my attempt to talk discourse. If you don't like vaccines, that's fine, but I think it spawns from the overwhelming amount of people, unfortunately, on the right, who are wanting to believe this kind of conspiracy, right? I mean, if you think about it, it's like a lot of these people didn't think COVID was real, much less that vaccines worked. And despite any evidence, any science, any research, any amount of dead people, they'll continue to say that it's just not real. It's unfounded, but that's what they think. And why? Because I think it's too easy for them to believe in science, and the mainstream belief, you know, everyone, I would say a large percentage of people believe that COVID's real and that vaccines work, but it's almost like I don't want to be a part of that mainstream group for whatever reason, and that's what drives people not to believe it. And I don't want this to turn into a conversation about vaccines, because it's not. I'm just using that as an example. But it's like, I don't blame people for being curious, because human nature is to be curious. It's just sometimes there is a simple explanation, and there does not need to be conspiracy theories. And that's another reason why it's like, I almost want to move myself away from the conspiracy content, because it's like I look at these theories and stuff online, I watch YouTube videos, and these people are really, they grasp at any little straw, right? And like video games, for instance, that's a really huge like field for conspiracy theories. There's so many theories about video games, so many theories about why certain things happen in video games, and it's great. It's a fun time, right? Five Nights at Freddy and the whole concept of lore and the conspiracy theories behind it, I feel like it's one of the biggest driving factors in like the lore industry, if you will. But I think my biggest issue is with conspiracy theories, it's like eating candy, and some of the candy might be poisoned. You know what I mean? There's some really bad apples out there, and like I see them all over YouTube, and it's like, I don't know if I want to be considered a part of that community or not. And not to mention, it's like conspiracy content only gets you so far. But I don't know. I'm rambling at this point. It's just, I don't know. There's an issue with the conspiracy theory community, and I think a lot of people don't realize it. And I do think that a lot of creators need to stand up and say, we can't humor some conspiracy theories. There are some conspiracy theories that are too detrimental to not only us as a community, but to the people who the theory is about. I can talk about religious theories all day, and typically there's no consequence to anybody, because the religious theory or whatever theory that I talk about, I talk about a bunch of different things. God's ego death, God's last wish, Yellowbase, the serpent seed doctrine. The serpent seed doctrine, in my opinion, was even kind of tethering that line. I made it clear that the serpent seed doctrine is positively ridiculous, but I still talked about it. And I think that's the issue, is that there's a lot of people who talk about these theories, but they purport them as their beliefs. And it's kind of a weird, I don't know, it's a weird thing I see on YouTube, and it just makes me, it kind of makes me want to distance myself from it. But anyways, again, I'm just rambling at this point. This is something I've wanted to talk about for a while. I just haven't found myself in a position to talk about it. And with everything that's crazy that's happening right now, especially in like mainstream media, especially all the shit that's happening with Twitter, right? I feel like it's time to like have this discussion. And I think that the people of YouTube who do conspiracy content need to maybe be vocal about this. Obviously, this isn't a call to arms. I'm not somebody who's about all of that. I'm just saying it might be a good idea at this point because there's so much weird shit happening, and I feel like we need to create a barrier, create a divide, and make sure that the people who believe in this weird shit, that they're on the outs. They're on the outskirts of this. They're not part of this conspiracy theory community, because conspiracy theories are meant to find the truth, not create further divides because of something so trivial as your religious beliefs, as your beliefs in an illness or whatever the issue is. And again, I'm rambling, so I'm just going to pause it there. I have a lot of stuff I could say, but I don't want to get into it. But yeah, these are my thoughts on kind of the state of conspiracy theories in this community today. So I know this isn't the video anybody expected from me today. I say that a lot because I think a lot of times, I think the expectation is conspiracy theory, conspiracy theory, conspiracy theory, which is fine and dandy, and I typically try to oblige by that. It's just, I don't know, something's been bothering me about conspiracy theories in the community. Maybe it's the winter blues. Maybe I'm just down. You know what I mean? I've got my own shit I gotta worry about, and maybe I'm just having a rough month or whatever, or a rough week or rough day. I don't know. It's just something's been bothering me about YouTube and bothering me about talking about conspiracy theories, and I just wanted to vocalize it on video, send it out to everybody, and so everybody can hear my rambling thoughts. And I do think it's important to have these conversations. I think when crazy shit happens, like on Twitter and on the internet and on media, it's not talked about all the time. Some stuff is talked about to death. I think the Twitter thing specifically has been talked about to death, and I think that the Ye talking about Hitler has been talked about a lot. I'm not gonna go too far into that, but I do think we kind of neglect the community that we exist in, right? Conspiracy theory is a community now. It's a fandom. You know what I mean? People, it is, because people on TikTok, they put these theories out there, they talk about them, so on and so forth. People either believe them or they just kind of store it in the back of their head as general knowledge or whatever. But I think the issue is that as a community, we do have to draw these lines, because as with all communities, there are always bad apples. So anyways, consider this just my statement, if you will, about the conspiracy community. I don't know what I'm going to do with my channel moving forward. I don't know if I'm going to go back to conspiracy theories at all. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. Maybe I'll do them occasionally. I don't know. But I'm not going to drag this out too much. Just know that I love you all. Stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy, and stay awesome. We'll see you in the next one. See ya.